Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others or by fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
In this video, I'm going to share with you one of my personal greatest achievements, both physically, mentally, emotionally, that I've ever achieved in my life. For those of you who do not know, because of years of bodybuilding, steroids, powerlifting, I had damaged both my knees, I had damaged my lower back, I had damaged, my breathing. I was overweight by nearly 100 kilos. A total weight of 100 kilos. I was stiff. I couldn't lift my hands. I couldn't touch my toes. It was literally coming to the knees. I was pretty stiff. So from being that unhealthy, I achieved something which was totally impossible because, just so that you know, I went to multiple doctors in Dubai, UAE. They said you'd never be able to, the typical, you'll never be able to run again. You have too many injuries, you have too many problems. In fact, some of them even suggested I get a surgery on my back. I was like, no bloody way, you're not cutting my back open and, doing stuff. I didn't trust the, medical industry because I knew it's all about making money. And if you have a surgery, the doctors achieve their quota. That's a fact in any corporate private hospital, okay, or hospitals in general, because they need to operate on a profit. So from not being able to walk, literally not being able to walk, I was struggling like maybe few meters, like 50 meters, and I would be huffing and puffing. Okay, forget climbing stairs. From there, I achieved something that was considered impossible. Even I didn't believe that I could have done that. What did I do? I ran on December 15th, 2015. I ran the ASIC 12 kilometers race, okay, at a time of 58 minutes, 49 seconds. Okay, now for those of you who are not runners, that is pretty fast. Okay, that means I ran 1 kilometer in less than 5 minutes. So that means 4.90 minutes per kilometer. I was running less than 5 minutes. And I'll tell you, try running 1 full kilometer less than 5 minutes and then multiply this 12 times. I didn't know I could do that. Nobody believed I could do that. Nobody. It was impossible. So how did I achieve this? How did I achieve such an incredible feat where I couldn't walk, I couldn't touch my knees, I couldn't bend, I couldn't lift my arms because of all the abuse on my body. How did I do that? Okay. Today I'll share with you the protocol that I went through and how it was life-changing. Okay. And see if it adds value. I hope it inspires you. But remember, this was 2015. So today is what, 2023? Literally 8 years? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and put your thoughts and comments down below. Okay. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Loy Machedo. I'm a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, because I was there for 40 years. And people also book my services, coaching, consulting, when they have personal or professional challenges, problems, or, they want a perspective which is pretty unique. I have 7,000 videos. You can check my opinion on various subjects. Okay. A full disclaimer before you watch the video. Please, if you're planning to do any exercise, or any physical changes, consult a doctor, a professional doctor who you trust and who has your best interest in mind. Okay, don't follow anything online without taking proper advice, because remember, there's no one size fits all. Okay, so let me take you a little bit back in time. Um, when I was in my college days, my body weight was in and around 55 to 60 kilos. I was a skinny guy. Okay. You're talking high school, college. Okay. Where I went to study, but I didn't study. I was just enjoying playing around. And there was this gym in Mangalore. Mangalore is in the southern part of India, St. Aloysius College. So I was supposed to study there, but I was not studying. I was just doing everything else other than studying. DJing, even amateur DJing shows and anchoring shows and girls. But bodybuilding was my life. Public speaking and bodybuilding. And I would literally, there was this nice little bookshop which was at the hill. It was, you had to climb top the hill. I don't know the name right now. There was a medical or dental college, and on the right hand side, as you're going up towards the hilltop, medical college. I don't know if you're in Mangalore, maybe you can give me the names. And on the left hand side, there was this bookshop where this guy used to have bodybuilding books, magazines, and all that, and you could rent out. In India, you have no, you pay money, you can rent out a magazine, and you have to bring it back, or you can buy. So I used to borrow bodybuilding magazines, but I used to take care of them and I used to give them back. So the guy was very comfortable with me, very trusting, because others used to, take a blade and cut photographs out. And those days, a bodybuilder named Dorian Yates, Yates, was very famous. He was a Mr. Olympia. So you can Google search that guy. So I wanted to be muscular. I wanted to be big and, typical young boy's fantasy when you think big muscles will attract girls. So I used to do bodybuilding. But you could say that I was doing everything wrong. I was I was overtraining. Sometimes I would do 1 to 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours in the morning. Then I would go in the afternoon, 2, 3 hours, then evening, 2, 3 hours. I would even do crazy stuff like, you'd not believe, this may sound like exaggeration, but I even used to do like, go and do I think I did the highest number of repetitions, sit and stand, 750 squats. Taking a bar, 750 squats until I collapsed and puked. And these kind of extreme bodybuilding stunts, as people do, it's just for your ego. It doesn't help you in any way. You see people say, I'll do 1000 repetitions, or I'll do 100 kilos 100 times. You'll see many bodybuilders do that. And this is before Facebook, Instagram was a thing. So, it was a macho statement. Oh, wow, Loy did this and all that. So I would do all this. I would even try arm wrestling. And by the way, just so that, in the hostel where I stayed, I was, I think, the second place winner in arm wrestling. I beat all the seniors. So I was very controversial. It's for those of you who know me all these years would know, I did some crazy stuff. Okay. There was a warden there who was Father Lawrence Castellino, the late. Uh, I'll make a special video on my relationship with him. An amazing human being. He passed away sadly. Okay. So anyway, so I was trying to get a body, and I would eat 36 eggs per day. There was outside the college, there was a small, this, they have like a cart, roadside where they cook eggs. Okay. So they'll give scrambled eggs, fried eggs, sunny side up, with the bread, with, sweet and this and that, all crazy styled eggs. I was like a VIP customer because I would eat 36 eggs per day. Sometimes one go, sometimes I would eat a little bit, but I had to eat because, you read those magazines and say, oh, you have to eat, these bodybuilders eat 30 eggs, 60 eggs. What I didn't know is these guys are eating qua- quality protein, okay, egg whites. I was eating what? Egg and bread and chocolates and everything else. I was crazy, man, because there was nobody to guide me. So I did all crazy stuff. I didn't know anything of steroids existed. I didn't know much about supplements. However, once I came back to Dubai, I didn't study at all. My parents were finally like, "You're not studying. You're not doing anything. You're just gallivanting. Just what do you want to do?" And by the time I was also fed up, I was like, "Okay, I'll just come back. I'll start earning, making some money." So instead of wasting time, I came back to Dubai. And yeah, life had its ups and downs. And finally, when I started working, when I got my first job, that was like, the proper job with the visa, shopkeeper. Still continued bodybuilding, lifting heavy. I believe the heavier you lifted, the stronger you were. It was only when I joined Citibank, that also, how did I join, was another shocking thing where I bumped into the regional head of Citibank and I didn't know he was a regional head. And I impressed him so much. He just offered me the job without me going through the layers of interviews, because without experience, I would have never been able to join. But I did join. So now, when I had money, 3,000 dirhams they were paying. 2,500 dirhams is your salary, 500 dirhams is the allowance. You have to achieve your target. So for me, those days, because my first job, I got paid in dirhams, UAE dirhams. I was getting paid 1,200, which increased to 1,500. I had to manage accommodation, food, everything. So my first job, shopkeeper, home theater system, deal with only VIP customers. From there, Citibank, which is double the salary, even more. And plus, I was DJing at the side. So I had cash in hand. And I joined a local gym, very ordinary in Dubai. I don't know if that gym is even there. It was near Astoria Hotel. So there, um, the gym membership was 120, 150 dirhams, okay, which is pretty cheap. Most of the gyms run by, uh, Indians, especially South Indians, Keralites, very bare bones. Like, you just have your weights and everyone's pumping and, showing off. And that is where I saw, some guys who were super thin. In 2, 3 months, they would become really big, but there are all dots and pimples and boils. And I was like, "Yee, that looks horrible." But how is he becoming so big? I literally saw with my own eyes a guy who came to the gym. He had one eye was like, maybe he had cataract or something. And he was thin and he was quiet and he was every day doing gym. Within 3 months, he ballooned up. I'm not exaggerating. He ballooned up to like 4 or 5 times his size. Seriously, from skinny. What I found out later is he was like a hardcore bodybuilder. He was an Arab guy. He stopped bodybuilding, so muscle memory was there, and he was taking heavy steroids. He had the maximum number of boils, pimples, dots. He looked horrible when he took off his shirt. It was like some kind of disease he had. But he was big. When he would cover, he looked much better. But when he took off his shirt, he looked horrible. Too much of, I don't know, too much of steroids. So because, by the time I had, was training from the age of 16 here and there. So I was what, 20. So 4, 5 years, 4, 5, 6 years. And I'm not growing much. I'm eating all the food and I'm lifting heavy. I was able to squat even 150 kilos, which is quite good because I was a runner. But my size was not growing. I was strong. I was more like a power lifter. While I was seeing these guys doing weights same as me or lighter, but they were growing. So I asked the gym coach one day, how is these guys growing and why I'm not growing? He asked me, are you serious? I said, of course I'm serious. Even I want to grow. He's saying, but you have to take some stuff. And that was where he introduced me to steroids. Now, here, I'm not endorsing you to take steroids. Remember, everything that you put in your body that is foreign and that changes your biology will have an impact. I I don't know what he gave me. I think I will not give you the names because I don't want you to get encouraged. But he gave me a baseline steroid that most of the bodybuilders take. Okay. I'm tempted to say the name, but anyway. And in my building, there was a very old doctor who was like 60, 70. He had his own clinic. He was like walking like this. So I told him, can you help me give injection? He said, what injection you want? I told him for exercise, bodybuilding. He understood because, and what I didn't know is all the Arabs and all the people used to go to him only. So it was coincidence. I was staying in the same building. So he injected, and he took little money. And I don't know, I didn't feel anything. I just took, what is this? Went to the gym, didn't feel anything. But within, I think, 2, 3 weeks, I started noticing the pump. I started noticing size. And in less than a month, I was having massive shoulders and I was like, bloody hell. And I was feeling like $1 billion. And so, I got introduced into the world of steroids. And obviously, once you get a little bit more confident, you start experimenting with different steroids. And then you get introduced to supplements. And they tell you, this is for mass gainer, this is for fat burning, this is for being alert, this is for vitamins, this is for minerals. So I got introduced to all that stuff. Okay, fine. Well, I was very happy, and I had a lot of disposable money, cash. So from there, I started, and you would say that that was what, 21, 20, 21, say 22. By the time I was, I would say, my relationship in the gym was not very hardcore frequent, but as to go, just do 1 hour, 2 hours, and talk to everyone and waste my time and do one set and sit and talk and watch something on TV. And so it was more like nothing serious. It was more like having fun. But then at the age of, I think, 30, 32, I decided to really, I wanted to see what could I achieve. And that is where I bumped into, by this time, I changed multiple jobs. I was in uh, Sarja. I was working for, this switchgear company where the CEO was like, I was his pet and he was my mentor. And he made me join this gym, and I didn't tell him, obviously. I was taking steroids. So this Egyptian guy was there. He was a coach, and I told him, I want good injection. He was very happy because, he would make money. But now here's the problem. The stuff that he was giving me was not original. See, there is fake products. There is, and this is where it gets dangerous. So, and there is some which is fit for humans, and most of them made for animals. Okay, for horses and to get muscular and strong. And that is why Sheikh Mohammed, his stable in UK, his horses all were taking steroids, and then he shut down the whole operation because it was too much of a embarrassment for him. Obviously, he knows what he's doing, but he claimed that he didn't know. And there was this doctor or the guy who was taking care of all the horses. It's very common. Remember, in sports, any athlete, whether running, Olympics, swimming, all of them take steroids. And if you have a professional doctor, they'll even tell you when to take, when not to take, how to beat the test. Um, and there's literally a steroid for everything. You want muscle growth, you want bone density, you want recovery, you want strength for cartilage, you want to look puffy and big and strong, you want to look lean and shredded, you want to cut down on water. There are so many. You want to improve on your stamina. So, quite a number of them. But I was so stupid that I just wanted the steroids. I didn't bother to get quality. I wanted the typical Indian mentality, you could say, cheapest and best. He was very happy. He took money. It was not cheap, huh? By the way, it is still expensive. Just to give you an idea, if you are a proper bodybuilder and if you really want to invest in steroids, supplements, and everything else, it will take you back at least minimum. Okay, minimum. This is my assessment, can be subjective. Supplements, steroids, coaching, this itself uh, can take you $3,000. Or even if you don't have the, let's say, I'm not talking of a professional coach, I'm talking of someone who supervises and just guides you. This itself can cost you 2 to 3,000 US dollars proper. If you only want steroids, uh, I would say minimum, okay, it'll cost you $2,000. You're talking, but if you take duplicate ones, if you take, it can even be $500. Okay, so I was the $500 guy, you could say, at that time. And man, he was injecting here and here and here and here, and I don't know. It was like it looked funny. He treated me more like a guinea pig. And he was, oh, wala 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 wala. He was a Muslim Egyptian guy. Oh, loy 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 loy. But he was given all strange places and all strange methods, which is not good. It's not good. But I'll tell you, I became big. Big was an understatement. If you have seen my photographs before, you can just Google search Loy Machedo bodybuilding or powerlifting. I, I just imagine, I told you, when I started bodybuilding, I was 55 kilos. By this time, I was 100 kilos. And, see, now I can hold my arms like this. Okay. It's like this. I couldn't hold my arm. Even I couldn't complete one. I was so big. I can close my fingers on my wrist. It was like this. It was literally like this. I'm not exaggerating. It was so hard. I was, whew, and man, like I used to walk like this. People used to make fun of me, like we were walking like Humpty Dumpty, and I was eating. I told I went to all you can eat KFC. I ate 70 plus pieces of chicken. And the manager told me, please don't come back again because we are not doing this to feed people like this. We're just doing for business. He requested me not to come and he told me, please, I will not accept you as a customer. And the food that I was eating, and remember, I was stupid here. I was eating parota. You can just ask your Indian friends. I was eating parota that is uh, like bread fried in oil. I was eating oily dishes. Morning. I would eat like 6 eggs, then chicken fry, then keema, that is mince meat with oil, fried with oil. Then I would eat a fried fish, a big one. Uh, I would drink Red Bull, maybe 3 or 4. At breakfast, this is breakfast. Then I would eat carbohydrates like chutney, sambar, dosa. I was eating junk, absolute utter junk. My stomach started to sag and hang, but it was hard, like stone. But I was becoming very strong. At my peak, I was able to lift for chest 135 without any support, 2 to 3 reps. My wrist was slightly damaged because of the arm wrestling, and I used to get pain. So my bench press was not very strong, but my deadlift was 185 kilos. I could do 2 to 3 reps. Full squat, sitting and standing, 225 kilos. And leg press, lying down and pushing with your leg, 310 kilos. I was really strong, very big, to the point where it was not good. It became very hard for me to start running. Like I couldn't even do 20 meters. like because I was carrying so much of weight. Now, when you take steroids and your testosterone is releasing and muscles are strong and you're elevating your testosterone, you feel like $1 billion. And even when I was having sex with girls, it is like I was crazy, man. I could literally have like 4, 5, 6 girls a day. That much testosterone was being released. And I didn't want sex to finish fast. Like today, I might have sex once a month, or I might have sex once, I don't know. And my sex is 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. I'm not ashamed to say it. It's a reality. But those days, because of steroids, I wouldn't want to climax. And I knew how to hold like without climaxing. I've given like in Ask Me Anything sex advice how you can hold without climaxing. I wanted every sex session to go more than half an hour to 1 hour. Not exaggerating again. I wanted it to be long because of the steroids. Okay. It's not Viagra, it was testosterone. However, I guess I didn't know this maybe because there was no internet. Even if there was, we didn't know how to search. I didn't know the day I would stop, which all of us tend to do. I didn't know the day I would stop that everything would go downhill from there. Obviously, uh, after that, I went through a very difficult time in my life where I lost my job, I lost everything, I lost the purchasing power, the ability to spend money. And obviously, when you don't have a job, you don't have money, you don't think of going to the gym, man. That's the last thing you think about. And lo and behold, I stopped gym, I stopped exercise, but I was still eating heavy. You know, where almost like 15 years, 16 years of making it a habit to eat like 4, 5 people's meals, per session. It's a habit that your body gets used to. Then I was constantly stuffing my face. Like every single hour, I had to eat something. Even a coffee would be, like, for example, a coffee, typical coffee, let's say Starbucks, not Starbucks. Starbucks was expensive. So I'd go to these other shops. I would have like thick milk, like condensed milk, thick milk with strong espresso and cream. And if they could put nuts and this and that, and it was like so big. Yeah. And, ice and frap and all that. And I would sip on that. And if not that, I would be biting into a sandwich. And oh, I kept eating. And you don't notice, but my I I I was very heavy because I was doing powerlifting, so the muscle mass was there, but my stomach was growing bigger and bigger. And very soon it started affecting my organs because my testosterone started to go down. I stopped steroids, and I don't know what was the actual measurement, but it reached a point where I found it very hard to walk. My joints started to pain, both my wrists because of pushing heavy, elbows. You'll not believe, even if I'd go to the gym and I'd just do a tricep press down where you have to press down like this for your tricep, my elbows would pain like as if needles were there. Very soon, my shoulders got stiff because of heavy lifting. My knees were completely gone because of all that heavy 225 kilo squat, and it used to pain me. And getting up in the morning, oh goodness, it was so terrible because when I tried to get up, my back would be stiff and my back would pain. Walking, I would have knee pain and back pain, and I was a mess. I was a terrible mess. Okay, but obviously you don't think about it, you try to ignore it. And I found breathing very difficult. When I went for a checkup just to check what's wrong with me and all that, the doctor said your cholesterol is way too high. You're pre-diabetic. You are like you can get a heart attack. You you're you're very unhealthy. He told me you have diabetes, blood pressure, heart-related issues. You can have. It's just a matter of time. So it was then I decided, okay, fine, I need to get back in shape. But when your career is not stable, you can't do it. So finally, after I, my suicide video, which is there on YouTube. When I finally decided to, after I settled down, I decided, okay, time to keep fit. And I joined, I used to go jogging. I don't know if you call that jogging. And then I found a running club, Sarja Buhera Striders. They are still there. You can Google search Sarja Buhera Striders. In Sarja, I was staying. And they're very friendly and encouraging, but they would run minimum the full round of Kasbah area, which is like a round. You have to go on top of the bridge. There's Gold Souk. You can Google search all this. In Sarja, it's a landmark. And then you come back to the garden. It's around 7 to 8 kilometers. I was like, how do you guys do it? I can't even do like 50 meters. They said, don't worry, Loy. We all started with 50 meters and all that. Your body gets used to it. And true, the body did respond. But here's the funny thing. I was able to do 7 to 8 kilometers, but I was not losing any weight. My joints pain, back pain, shoulder pain, all were stiff. And I was not actually running. I was like, just imagine someone walking slow. Okay, someone walking slow and I'm doing like jogging and we're both the same pace. So it was very comedic because I would do, but one guy is walking, him and I are the same pace. So, and I noticed in the running club, everybody was improving except me. That's like, how is everyone improving except me? So then I thought, okay, maybe steroids is the answer. I tried steroids. My running speed became worse because water retention, and you don't take you don't take steroids for running. That's stupid. Unless, of course, you're trying to recover from an injury. The only thing is maybe stamina. For stamina, it's EPO. That's a different, Lance Armstrong situation, which is totally different. It's a totally different chapter. But I didn't know all that. I was taking steroids. Nothing was happening. My running was becoming worse. And so very soon I became the joke of the group. Like everyone was like, Loy will come last. And whenever I would take part in any half marathon, there was the Dubai half marathon, very famous, Dubai Creek Striders. You can search this. Ras Al Khaimah half marathon, Abu Dhabi half marathon. In every marathon, well, guess what? The cutoff time for 21 kilometers is 3 hours 30 minutes. Guess who was the last runner? The last guy to cross the line was either someone with the crutches or it was me. I became the butt of every joke. And for those of you who have followed my content for many years, there was this friend. It's like a friend, Toastmaster friend. His name is Santosh. Nice guy. He's in his 50s, 54 that time, I think. 52, 54. He used to do yoga. He was a yoga teacher. And when he started off, I was, better than him because he never did the running. Better than him means I could do 8, he couldn't do anything. But in a span of, I think, a year, 2 years, he not only got faster than me, he was breaking personal records. He was running the entire marathon, like half marathon, where I was doing in 3 hours, 30 minutes. He started off with 3 hours, 30. He became 3:15, did 3, then it became 2 hours, 45 minutes, 2 hours, 30. He kept improving year after year. But I was the same. One day, when we were just teasing each other, we used to meet in the morning at around 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 in the morning. That's where the time runners normally meet. I said, so, even I was stupid. I was teasing him and I said, I'll show you. Okay, be careful. I'm going to defeat you this time. He said something that really pissed me off. He said, Loy, the day you can defeat me in running, the day you can beat me, I'll change my name. And everyone started to laugh. Everyone laughed. Because obviously my track record was bad. I was so embarrassed because there was a big group and everyone was laughing at me. And I was trying my level best. I was not improving, man. And everyone, eventually loses respect for you if you say, but you can't do it. Then that moved me to a desperate sense of urgency to want to get a coach. And man, that I can make a separate video how I got Jacques Sophie, who was a Olympic track and field coach. Oh, that's another story in itself. I'll make a separate video on that. I literally tried to find a coach. I couldn't get. Either they were too expensive or they were too far, or it was like I was wondering how the hell, because they would charge minimum. A good coach would charge $150 per session, more than that. And most of them were like booked. I was like, what do I do? Finally, I found this guy. I tried to act cheap with him. He refused me. Then I had to literally beg him. That's another story in itself. Finally, he said yes. Finally, after pleading with him for 1.5 months, literally begging. So when he met me, he said, I need to evaluate you first. Okay. So I dressed up thinking that he is going to start exercise, but he said, no, I have to evaluate you. So I said, okay, fine. Let's start. He took me to, I think, Rotana Hotel, where there was this gym that was free. They knew him because he used to maybe train some people there. It was an empty gym early in the morning. That time I had a Filipina girlfriend, even though I was married. Okay. So when I was there, he asked me, okay, touch your toes. I couldn't even, like I literally trying to go further than my knees. He said, okay, lift your hand like this. I couldn't take it more than this. I was like, okay. He said, stretch up. It was paining. He told me, turn at the side. And he said, and then he asked me, okay, try push-ups. Push-ups I thought I could do. He said, no, just hold like this. Go fully down. Then, okay, push up. Oh, that was hard, man. And then he said, okay, hold with one hand. Oh, I was shivering. And so he told me, your body is badly damaged. Your body is badly damaged. It is very, like, my back was aching. And I told him my knees are aching. Like, he asked me to just sit down like an Indian, like a toilet squat. I was not able to do that. I was like, "Ugh." He's like, okay, relax. He's saying the first thing before I start training, we have to repair all this. We have to sort all this out. You can't train without repairing all this. I was like, okay. So I was like, what do I do? They said, we will start. First, we'll repair. So there began my journey to undo the damage I had done. It took me, I think, a few months of just stretching. And the exercise, he would give me low impact. That was in the swimming pool, movement and running on the sandy beach. Okay. Once I got used to being a little flexible and improvement, this was my schedule. You'd not believe, this was actually my schedule. Remember, I have this coach that I'm taking it serious. I would get up at 3:30 in the morning. Pay attention. I would get up at 3:30 in the morning. After shower, dress up, everything, I would leave by 4:30 in the morning. Then from Sharjah to Dubai to Marina. Marina is where I would train on the beach. It would take me at 4:30 in the morning. There's no traffic. And the reason I would drive is because if I go during peak hours, it would take me 2.5, 3 hours. I didn't have that. I didn't want to do that. So it would take me 1 hour to reach Dubai Marina. In between, around 5:15, Sheikh Zayed Road, there was as you're headed towards Marina, on the right-hand side, there was a Emirat petrol station where I would regularly buy 4 shots of espresso, no sugar. Okay. Or 2 double espresso. Once I reached Dubai Marina at 5:30 in the morning, okay, nobody was there. It is dark. I would actually flatten the seats. Okay. It was a hatchback. I think it was a Yaris. And I would sleep in the car. 5:30, I would sleep. 8:30 morning, I would get up. First, I'd have my coffee. I would have a small orange. And I would start walking, take my car, park it near the spot where I was supposed to do exercise. And 8:30 I told you, get up. And by 9:30, I would be ready waiting for the coach at the beach. 10 to 12 in the afternoon was the practice session, running on the beach, running in the sun, in the sun. Oof. Dubai, I want you to Google search Dubai's temperature during the summer months. You're talking literally 50 degrees heat. I was running on the beach, swimming in the water, in the sand, 50 degrees heat. That man had stamina. He was Olympic coach. I was really struggling, but it was making me tough. He wanted me to be tough. So 10 to 12 practice session. After that, just a quick shower on the beach. They have the showers. Then 12, I would leave. Okay. And I would head towards Sharjah. Obviously people in the office also. Now, normal people are traveling. So it would take me around, say, 1.5 hours. 1:30 in the afternoon, I would reach home, quickly dump all the clothes in the washing machine, have a proper shower, eat food, and then go to sleep. I would wake up at 4:30 in the afternoon, once again dress up with the second batch of clothes, and drive down to Dubai. Okay, this is to another place. I would go to, you can search this, it is called Mall of the Emirates. Mall of the Emirates, which is once again in Dubai, not as far as Dubai Marina. Behind that was a park. I think it's Safa Park, I'm not too sure. But it's a park where many runners and all that would come there. And group sessions were held there. So 4:30, I would leave from Sharjah, reach there at 6 o'clock. And at 6 o'clock, I would start exercising with the group. They have different batches who run at different speeds. And there I would train all the way till 8 in the evening. Okay. And then obviously sit in the car, eat something, because after meal, take my supplements, and then drive back home. By the time it would be 10 o'clock in the night, dump my second batch of clothes, freshen up, eat my meal before sleeping, and then sleep by 12 o'clock. Day started at 3, finished at 12. The following day would be, obviously, I had to do work, and I would prep myself. I would, meet my clients, customers, whatever, all I had to do. But I would start keeping everything ready for the next day. So 1 day training, 1 day off, 1 day training, 1 day off, 1 day training, 1 day off, 3 times a week. And the training, everything was professional. Even the undergarment, the underwear, it had to be, because I was training also for triathlon, it had to be very specific. The tights, I had very expensive tights. I don't know what is the name of the brand. It has a big X. Branded stuff. It cost me around $200 just for the tights and thing. Very expensive. Huh? I had multiple number of tights, and then skin tight. Literally, like it would squeeze my torso. I had the upper tight for the body, sleeveless. And then I had a heart rate monitor. I used Garmin. Polar. This is a brand triathletes use. So a heart rate monitor. I had to keep my socks ready. There are different socks: compression socks, running socks, triathlon socks, socks for training, socks for workouts. Then I had multiple shoes: shoes for speed running, shoes for medium pace running, shoes for training, shoes for workouts in the gym. Seriously. And my favorite brand was Asics, by the way. It was introduced to me by my coach, and they're not sponsored me anything, but I never knew a brand like AC, what AC, SIS, SIC or whatever. I never knew that brand existed. I'll give the exact spelling. ACSIS, ACS shoes. ASICS. ASICS. Okay. That time I was using Asics. I had literally, I think, 16 pairs of 16 pairs of shoes. The only other shoes which I liked, which had a bounce, was Adidas. What is that? Ultra Boost. Oh, amazing shoes. Today I use Adidas Ultra Boost. Okay. Sometimes here and there. Then sunglasses, bandana, Even stuff like supplements. Oh, there were separate supplements. There was separate kind of food that I had to eat at particular timings. I also had to sleep at a particular time and number of hours. I had to even go for massage during my off days. I would go one massage in the morning, which was physio sports, and one massage in the evening that was for Ayurvedic with oil, hot oil, and the thing. So, and plus on top of that, every workout I had to keep an Excel sheet and notes. How many kilometers I ran, what did I run, what was my speed. I had to compare last week's progress with this week and see what is the following week. Man, I did this 3 times a week. Okay, all this on the exercise day. I give you the timings. On the off day, I told you from physio to this and that and manage my clients. I would do this one day on, one day off, one day on, one day off, one day on, one day off, and one day rest day. I did this for nearly, I think, 2 years. And mind you, it was very fucking expensive. It was not cheap at all. The coach itself was like $500 an hour. Sorry, $150 an hour. I had to speak to him for concession, whereby initially he didn't agree, but later on he did because, I was a regular. Plus, I was giving him more customers and clients. So, he reduced the bill a little bit, but not too much. And I would train maybe multiple times, special sessions. I just wanted to. He would literally train me for running uphill, running downhill, swimming, cycling, running, stuff that I never did. And after all the dedication of doing this for 2 years, that I wish I had taken a video. I'll tell you, I never thought in my life I would achieve what I achieved that day. You know, running 12 kilometers in 58 minutes, 49 seconds was like, it was impossible. And when the runners came to know that I ran at this speed, even Santosh couldn't believe it, because I ran each kilometer at 4.9 minutes. 4.9 minutes is unbelievable, man. Today, if I try to run, oh, you're crazy. I can't even do, like, if you ask me to even think of completing 1 kilometer, I might take 10 minutes. Seriously, 10 minutes. But that time I took like 4 minutes, and I did this for 12 kilometers. Today, if I do like 1 kilometer, 10 minutes, it'll take me, I think after the third kilometer, I'm like, can't do it. Because I stopped. I literally stopped. But it is unbelievable what I was able to achieve. Seriously. And my weight did drop down by 20, I think 20 kilos. From 100, I had come down to 80. That was the lightest, I guess, I could manage while eating and doing everything else. But I'll tell you, without a doubt, it is the greatest achievement I ever can talk about. And it kind of gave me a new profound sense of respect for athletes. I never thought I would do a triathlon. I did it in Abu Dhabi. I did it in Sharjah. I did one in Dubai. I never thought I would be a triathlete. And triathlon is a very, very expensive sport. My cycle itself, which I made custom built, you got people coming down from Europe, was a $15,000 cycle, which was custom built to me. And I hardly got to use it because then I left UAE. Another stupid, crazy thing that. But I'll tell you, it took a lot of money. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of dedication, a lot of discipline. And I was able to get there. The only reason why I stopped, I'm pretty sure you'd want to know. So why did you stop? It's not humanly possible to keep that lifestyle consistent. I told you, one full day dedicated to this. And I think my expenses per month were $2,000 to $3,000 only for this. Only for this. And I'm not talking of food, I'm not talking of other variables, just the training and the supplements. And I think biggest was time. Every alternate day, full day dedicated only for this. And on the free day, massage, physio, stretching, relaxation. It's not possible. And especially when your priorities change and your lifestyle changes and you have a family and you have to take care of them, you have to earn. But I will never forget these days. I'll never forget, even though me and Jack Sophie, we didn't agree on many points of views and all that. He was a great coach, very good coach. Him and I had a major personality clash. Our personalities were very, I don't know, different. But if there was a takeaway I can give you through this, it is, if you really, really put your heart and soul into something, you really give. One is, without a doubt, you need a mentor. You need a professional mentor. Without that, none of this was possible. And having a professional mentor costs shitloads of money. If I didn't have the mentor, impossible, man. For 6 years, I literally tried everything in running. Nothing worked. He made me achieve this in less than like 6 months, man. 6 months, I saw the progress which I never saw. 6 years, like that much, So one is professional mentor. The second one is you have to dedicate time. Okay, second one. Third one is you have to put incredible effort. Every training session was 100%, nothing less than 100%. Number four is you have to, switch off from social media, switch off from interacting with people. You have to sacrifice so much to achieve this. You have to discipline and willpower and everything. You either give it 100% or nothing at all. And last but not the least, you have to know, okay, what I did yesterday, what I did today. There has to be progress. If there's no progress, then you're fooling yourself. We had to literally measure every week or every 3 days. Is there progress? Is there progress? We would just check. But week had to, even a little bit, had to show progress. Only then we were doing the right thing and keep tweaking. And because I was committed to this, I was able to achieve success. But I'll tell you, it was sad. It was sad that I had to stop all this. But then again, I moved into a new phase of my life. And hence, I had to say goodbye. So, yeah, this is the story of how I, from literally not being able to walk to running 12 kilometers in 58 minutes, 49 seconds. That is 4 minutes, 4.9 minutes per kilometer. I don't know. I don't think, I'm pretty realistic. I don't think I'd ever be able to repeat that feat because the amount of dedication, discipline, effort, I know what it is. And I was not built for this. I made myself. So, anyway, this is what I wanted to share with you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? And if you have any questions, feel free to ask because this is a memory I'll never forget. It's a very special, very, very special memory in my heart. And one that I'll never forget, what I achieved. So I wish I could say that I did beat Santosh, by the way, the guy who made fun of me. I did beat him in a race, but I was not at my peak that time. I beat him by 5 minutes, yeah, at a Russell Kema race, but I was not at my peak. He was not at his peak. But if I had been at this physical peak, I would say I would love that. But unfortunately, it never happened. I was able to defeat him. That much I can say happily. But it was not the best of the best. Because if it was best of the best, I would have crushed it. This is the fastest I've ever run in my life. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the story of how I did it. And anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. Love to hear your thoughts. You guys take care.